guys, welcome. So we're gonna go through the priestly garments, and so I just got a bunch to look at here. So we're gonna first look at the priestly garment that the priest had to wear in the tabernacle, just to understand the outward adornment, and then we'll focus on the inward adornment. So this is Exodus 28, 2 through 5. It says, "Make a sacred garment for your brother Aaron to give him dignity and honor." That's how he was to wear the garment, with dignity and honor. Tell all the skilled men to whom I have given wisdom. So God has given these men wisdom and skills to do these things. So tell all the skilled men to whom I have given wisdom in such matters that they are to make garments for Aaron, and so for his consecration, so he may serve me as a priest. So God picked a few people out, blessed them with skills and wisdoms to help make this possible. So then when we talk about the fallen angels, how they taught us things, so they taught us things, but so did God teach us things. So when you have gifts and talents, always go before the Father and ask him how you should use them. If you're an artist, or I'm still trying to figure out as an artist how I'm supposed to use my talents. I'm good at painting, and still trying to figure out how to use that. So if you have a gift and talent, you might want to go before the Father and ask him how to use it instead of try to use it for yourself. Because there's a God of this world, which seems to be more carnal. He makes you worried about the carnal things. And then you have God, who is spirit and uses gifts to spiritually uplift people. So this is a little off topic, but not really. We've been talking about how the fallen angels in some of my other videos, of how they taught us some of these things. So don't be mournful if you have a gift and talent. You can embrace it. You can use it in the honor of God, just like he says it right here, that he has blessed them with wisdom and skills. And that Aaron was to wear these garments made by these men with dignity and honor. So going into 4, it says, "These are the garments that they are to make: a breastplate, a breast piece, and a yod, a robe, a woven tunic, a turban, and a sash. They are to make these sacred garments for your brothers, Aaron and his sons, so that they may serve me as a priest." So this is what God wanted for him, for himself. He wanted this to be done in an orderly way, and he had given wisdom and skills to people to make it possible. Have them use gold and blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, and fine linen. Now, I had to stop there. Blue, purple, and scarlet really stood out to me, because we are woven together. Our blood is this color, is blue, purple, and scarlet. Our veins. And we were, David talks about how we were knit together in our mother's womb. It just really stood out to me, this last part, and it's later foreshadowing how Christ would be that garment that would wove us together to be united with God, So he said, I have them use gold and blue and purple and scarlet yarn, And this blue, purple, and scarlet is often, it is the color of blood, which Jesus paid the price for us. So the yod, so going in Exodus 28, 12 through 14 was an interesting study. I didn't know anything about this. So I think it's very important for us Christians to understand the Jewish background. Jesus was a Jew, and it's important to know the Jewish background and all the pieces and the purposes of the pieces in the tabernacles and the rituals and why they were important. It's very important, and also to see that Jesus fulfilled all of them wonderfully. It just brings you even closer to Christ and more excited, and can share this with those who, are Jewish or unbelieving, whatever it may be. There's so much evidence here of how God was using these very early pieces to show us what he was going to do in the future. So the yod was to be, so in Exodus 28, 12 through 14, it says, "And fasten them on the shoulder piece of the yod as a memorial stones for the sons of Israel." Now that gets really good from here on out. Aaron is to bear the names on his shoulders. Jesus bare the names of all the people all over the world, every tribe, every nation, on his shoulders when he was on the cross. As a memorial before the Lord. That's what he did. He did for us. Make gold filigree, I can't say that word right, settings, and 2 braided chains of pure gold, like a rope, and attach the chain to the setting. So the yod would kind of like hang on the chest like a huge necklace, basically, and it would just, the names and the stones would be on Aaron's shoulders. All Israel, all the names, all the 12 tribes would be on Aaron's shoulders, and Jesus did that for us. He bore all the names, every tribe, every nation on his shoulders, so that we may live and may not perish. So the breastpiece, Exodus 28, 20 through 21. In the 4th row of the crystal and oxen and a jasper, mount them in gold, figuratively settings. There are to be 12 stones, okay, 1 for each of the names of the sons of Israel. And if you go to Revelations, it talks about the 144,000, the 12 tribes of Judah. I mean, it's much deeper of a study than you think. And I encourage you to if you can keep studying with me and on your own, keep studying Exodus and Revelations and other parts of the Bible. You will see a lot to see here. We may not fully understand it, but you see a lot. Each engraved like a seal. So Jesus sealed this. He sealed the deal so that we may live and not perish. So with the names of one of the 12 tribes. So there's 12 stones. What are these 12 stones? I might have trouble saying some of them. They're precious stones, and the first row is ruby, topaz, and beryl. The second row is turquoise, sapphire, and emerald. And the third row is jacinth, argentite, and amethyst. And the fourth is crystal, oxide, and jasper. And these were to be mounted on Aaron. He was to carry that he would have them on his heart, literally on his heart at all times, because he was a priest. He had this on his heart at all times, like Jesus. He has us on his heart at all times. Exodus, it's so beautiful when you do a deep study like this. Exodus 28, 29 to 30. Whenever Aaron enters the holy place, he will bear the names of the sons of Israel over his heart on the breastplate of decisions. See, he makes decisions just like Christ. He is the true priest, like these priests still had sins, so they were not made pure, and they did their best, and God used them as a foreshadow. They fulfilled the purpose, what God was using them for, so they did a great job, and They all did a great job of fulfilling everything that needed to be taken place to show us that Christ was going to take this all for us. But you see, it was on his heart of decisions as a continually memorial before the Lord. And this is what Jesus does. He continually wears us on his hearts before the Lord. Also put Urim and Thummim in the breastplate, breastpiece. I guess it's like some kind of mineral, some kind of precious mineral. So they may be over Aaron's heart whenever he enters the presence of the Lord. So, when we go before the Lord Jesus and we ask him to forgive us of our sins, he is wearing a breastplate with all our names on it. And he goes before the Lord and he wears it while he's in the presence of the Lord. Imagine that. Imagine how all this was foreshadowing that. Although it might look different now. The breastplate might not only have the 12 tribes, but it has the 12 disciples and then extending outward to the Gentiles. We don't know what it actually looks like, but we know in the spirit this is what he's doing for us, and that this is a lot to be grateful for. So let's put a note here. Jesus is the royal priest, and no one can get through him to the Father except through him. So we know that, and this is what he wears. So he's the high priest, he's wearing the breastpiece, and we are the stones, once dead to sin, but now alive. He wears us continually as a memorial before the Father, and he has us over his hearts at all times. He always bears the names of making decisions over his heart. Like he wears it over his heart at all times. Never takes it off. See, that as a human being, we, so just say Aaron, he goes and does his, the ceremonies and the atonements, and then he wears the breastplate before the Lord, but then he goes home and he goes to rest at one point, and he takes this off. Jesus never takes this off. He is perfect. He is not like man who gets tired and weary. So we needed someone to be a perfect counselor for us to go before the Father at all given times. Can you imagine how many people are in the world, and we're all on different time zones? So God does not sleep, and we're all asking things at different times in the day, and maybe even at the same time of the day. And Jesus is going before in ways that we will never understand. But it's actually beautiful to think about. Exodus 25:10 through 22. This is about the ark. You can read more about that. And also Numbers 7, 8. I would say 8 through 9. I wrote this out a little weird, which is talking about the tent of. It says, when Moses entered the tent of meetings to speak with the Lord, he heard a voice speaking to Aaron. I don't even know what I wrote there. But if you want, just go check out those two scriptures that it intertwines with all this. Numbers 7, 8 through 9, and Exodus 25, 10 through 22. I'm sorry, sometimes my handwriting is terrible. And if I can't read it, then that's not good. So, we talked about the yod. We talked about how he wears the 12 stones. So now we're still talking about the most holy place. Before the priest would go before the Lord, he had to make sure his garments were clean and that they were consecrated. They were made in a special way, and they were made by people chosen. God chosen them and blessed them with wisdom. So there's a lot there too. They had gifts and talents, and God blessed them with that. They didn't learn it on themselves, and they didn't learn it from another person. They learned it from God. He given them that blessing. So we know that. So now we're going to look at Exodus 29:25 through 26. It says, "Then I will dwell among the Israelites, and I'll be their God. They will know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them out of Israel, so that I might dwell among them. I am the Lord their God." And now we're going into Psalms 78:14. "He will guide them with the cloud, day by day, with the light from the fire, all night." So God was before them all the time, and He's still there. He's in the Spirit in us. Psalms 91:1. "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Most High." So if you're feeling a little lonely, I know that with all that's going on in this world, you're feeling lonely, you're feeling like maybe your prayers are not being answered, I'm here to remind you that they are. They are being answered. Just have faith, and remember that Jesus is wearing all these things, and He's going before you, because no one could go to the Father except through Jesus. So He is now the royal priest that we could never really fully have, that is available at all given times of the day. You don't have to wait to a special time. We don't have to wait for, the consecration of Aaron or whoever it is. We don't have to wait. We can look within, go behind closed doors and pray, and have faith that our prayers are being answered. It may not happen right away. It might take time, but we have to have faith. So what did you think about this study? And just let me know. Let me know what you think about this study, about this yod, this breastplate. And just let me know down below. And then tomorrow we'll go to the most holy place in the new. We'll be talking about the New Testament. So we talked a lot about the Old Testament. So now we're going to step into the New Testament tomorrow, of the most holy place and all these things that were being done in the tabernacle, and the priestly garments that now we are called to wear. So now our bodies are considered a temple, and we are told to be like Christ, so we must wear the priestly garments ourselves, and must always have each other on each other's hearts concerning Him, and sometimes it's causing decisions too, important decisions for each other. So let me know what you think, and I hope to see you next time. Peace.